What up, y'all? Ash J here, and obviously this is the 2-month update for my Invisalign. So as you guys know, I started Invisalign in, I want to say, it was June, because that's when I went to Indy for my niece's birthday and a Future concert. It was so lit. But that Monday, I came back to Maryland and I went to the dentist office and I started my Invisalign. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link that in the description, and I'll also put it up here for you guys to check that out. And as of now, we're just going to move right along with what's been going on over the last 2 months. Over the last 2 months, I want to say maybe the first month I had my Invisalign, I was on the 2-week program. It's not a 2-week program, but that's what I'm calling it right now. So this was where I was changing my liners every other week, as opposed to now where I'm changing my liners every week. So right here, when I went to the dentist's office, I want to say, I can't remember if it was like January 17th or it was like literally a month later, like January 5th when I went. But when I went, they gave me a bag full of liners, and it was more in here. So what I do is once I switch out my liners just to keep up with my liners, I just go ahead and just put them in a plastic bag and keep them all together. If you don't know, they do advise that you save your liners, because sometimes you might have to backtrack and go back, just because sometimes the liner might not have done fully what it's supposed to do. Sometimes people don't wear their liners for the full amount of time allotted that they're supposed to wear it. So sometimes you do have to keep liners on longer than usual. For me, that's not the case. I mostly keep my liners on for the full 22 hours that I'm supposed to keep them on. I only take them off, as you know, like I mentioned in my video before, I only take them off when I'm eating, when I'm drinking, not water, and you know, basically just that. Any other time, I'm making sure that I'm keeping my braces on, because that's the only way you're really going to see results. So back to my dentist appointment. When I went last month, I actually went to go get my attachments, and I don't know if you guys can see. Let me get up close. Let me see if you guys can see that. If you can see like the little bumps on my teeth. Actually, you know what? We're going to make this easier for you. I'm going to use these because these are clean. I'll talk about that later. Ooh, there's some lipstick on there. Okay, I got some lipstick on the tray. It's cool. So, y'all know that just happened. It wasn't always like that. It spit on there too. So, I'm just telling y'all, don't judge me. Y'all spit and drool too. So, if you can see on the liner, there are little bumps. Those are the attachments. And what the attachments do, basically, they are like, if you have braces, I would imagine this is the equivalent of having them take that little key and tighten them. The attachments are meant to shift your teeth even more into place of where they're supposed to be to better perfect your smile. Getting them attached, the process wasn't long at all. I think I have, I know I have 2 on both of my front teeth. I have 1 on each fang. You know, my vampire teeth, that's what I call them. And I have 2 right here. I know I have 1 up here. And I think that's it. I can't remember. So you guys can look right here and see where they put all of those attachments, just in case I miss any. So I'll just, you know, you can see right here and right here where those are. And I also have a rubber band attached, if you can see that. Right there. So what they did was they took this type of glue, if you will. It's not literally glue, it's safe for it to be in your mouth or whatever. They take this glue and they take a little like mini swab. They dab it on your teeth, and then they take this, I don't know what to call it other than glue. I don't know what the actual dental term for it is, and they mold it into the attachment shape, and they stick it on your tooth and they let it dry, and that's the attachment. It tastes Terrible, people. I'm telling you, oh my God, it tastes like, I don't know. The sandpaper I don't know. It tastes so bad. Like, after the first one, I just literally tried not to even move my tongue. I tried to keep my tongue in the back of my mouth. I was trying to make sure no spit or anything that could pick up the taste entered my mouth, because it was just it was so nasty. After every other one, she let me go rinse my mouth. It was so nasty. It just tastes so bad. But after a while, I got, like, after the 5th one, I was used to it, and I took it like a G, because, you know, gotta keep it real. Can't be scared out here. Anyway, after that, she took the little, I'm not sure what it's called. I'm gonna call it a hook for my rubber band. She put a silver one back here, and then she put a clear one right here. Even though you can't really see it when I'm talking or when I smile, you can't really see it, but she still just went ahead and put a clear one there just in case. And you really, depending on where you have to get your bands, you really can't even see it, and you can barely see the attachments as well. I was pretty worried about the attachments with me being a pro cheerleader. I was like, you know, I have to smile all the time. I have to talk to people and be in their face, but you can barely see it. The only way you see the attachments in my mouth is literally if you're this close to me, and that's the only way you're going to see it, okay? Other than that, there are literally no problems with it. When I first got the attachments, they did hurt just a bit. I remember I was very, very upset. I did not want to take my braces off to eat. I only drink water, so I wasn't having a fit about drinking. That wasn't a problem. But as far as eating, the first 3 days, I was not happy about it. Also, in the first 3 days, I did have a little issue with one of my, I think 2 of them came off. But that was only because I was having so much trouble putting them on because they were so fresh, that I think I was being a little too rough and the attachments literally just broke. And when that happens, you have to immediately, like right then and there, tell your dentist, or as quickly as possible, because you'll think like, oh, it's okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. But these attachments are very important when it comes to shifting your teeth or whatever it is you need to do for your teeth to become straighter. So as soon as they fall off, or if they fall off, I'm not going to say when you get your attachments they're going to fall off. I honestly believe that I was just being way too rough and just, I get flustered and frazzled when things don't go right and I just do anything. But I really think I was just being too rough, so that's probably why they came off. But as soon as they fall off, you just want to make sure that you contact your dentist and let them know that they fell off. They'll quickly try to get you in as they can, and they'll fix it. And if you need to, just ask them, like, how do I put these on? How do I take these off? After a while, like as of now, I can literally just easily, you see them, I can pop these off with no problem. There's nothing wrong. I will say that when you do get your attachments, you cannot whiten your teeth. And I think I mentioned this in my first video, but you cannot whiten your teeth with these attachments, because what's going to happen is when the attachments comes off, you're going to have spots on your teeth. And no shade, but your teeth might not have been as white as they were before you were whitening them. That's why you're whitening them, to make them whiter. So now you're going to look like a little dinosaur egg, or I don't know, something with spots, but it's not going to be cute. So don't whiten your teeth when you get these attachments. The other thing about the attachments, I will say when I first got them, my mouth was cut up. Like, you can't, if I show you, you're not going to be able to see it. And I don't think you can see it. I think it's more of a feeling than a visual thing, but they're going to cut your mouth. When you have your Invisalign off and you're eating for the first maybe when you take your Invisalign off for like the first week after getting the attachments, you're going to feel the attachments brushing up against your gums. Or if you have the hook for the rubber band, you're also going to feel that. This one I have in the front, let me see if I'm going to show you my mouth again, guys. This one right here, can you see it? It's clear. That one, oh my God, I hate it. I'm telling you guys, I did not want to eat anything. every single time I ate food, it was always scratching my gum to the point where it actually did get red a little bit. I don't think it ever bled, but it did get a little bit tender, and I was not too happy about it. So that's, as far as the attachments, I want to say that's really the only thing. But over time, it gets better and you get used to it, so it's really no problem. So anyway, when I went to the dentist office, after I got my attachments put in, they went ahead and they gave me this bag full of my liners. And these liners were from liner number 5 all the way to liner number 15. So as you guys know, I am supposed to be doing 37 liners. Really it's 27, but they give you an extra 10 just in case anything goes wrong. But by September 22nd, I will be on my 15th out of 27 liners. And after I left the dentist, I was switched over to change my liners every week. So I change my liners every Monday, and this is how you know they're working. Every Monday when I change my liners, the new liner obviously is a little bit tighter, but it's always tighter in a different area. When I first was changing my liners, I remember I would feel the bottom more than I would feel the top, if that would make any sense. This past liner, it's today is Tuesday. I changed my liner yesterday. I feel it more in the front where my 2 front teeth are. So over the past 2 months, I have noticed a difference in my smile. It isn't anything too different. As you guys know, I have an open bite and I also have a gap. So these are what they're trying to correct. Let's see if we can turn this. So what's happened over the last 2 months is my open bite has closed a little bit. Like, guys, you know, my teeth have never, my top row and my bottom row have never met each other. I think they knew each other when they were babies, but when they became older, they didn't know each other, and they're getting to know each other now. So they are closing. It's not all the way closed, but it is a little more closed. I'll show you when I get done talking about it. I'll take it off and show you guys what it looks like. My gap, as far as my gap goes, it's not a big difference. They did shave them down before they put the attachments on them. But as far as my gap closing, it's not really closed yet. I think that's probably going to be the last part of my liners. So I think what they're doing right now is taking care of the bite, making sure everything's straight. And like I said, the last part is probably going to be dealing with my gap and closing that, because I know I do have to have a retainer put in. So other than that, I want to talk about taking care of the liners. So if you're like me, in my first video, I talked about how you have to brush your liners. Now I'm going to tell you guys, if you do not brush your liners, you're going to feel it, okay? It feels, I remember there was one day, I think I had to run errands and I was rushing a little bit, and I brushed my teeth. I'm not nasty, y'all. I brushed my teeth, but I did not brush my liners because I was rushing. And the whole day, it felt like I might as well not even have brushed my teeth. And it's very simple. As I say, they give you a toothbrush. If they don't give you a toothbrush, you can just go get one. It doesn't have to be an expensive, crazy toothbrush. You can just get a little something and literally just run hot water on it. You can get your peroxide and just brush the inside and the outside of your liner. It's literally that simple. Pop it in and you're done. One thing I will say that I have gotten lazy with is the little case. Because you see, I don't even have it with me right now. It's not in my bathroom. It's not on my nightstand. I moved, and the thing is, I want to say I have 4 of them now, because when I went in for my second appointment, they gave me 2 or 1 more. I can't remember, but they gave me another one. I know that for sure. So, I don't know. It's just like after a while, I did strategically keep them in spots that I knew I would take them off and go to. But after a while, it's like I was moving them, especially with me being in season as a Baltimore Brigade cheerleader. I would keep one in my bag because I know that sometimes they would feed us at the games, or I might just bring something for myself to snack on. And after a while, I would literally just pop my liner off, get a piece of paper towel and lay it on there, close it, eat, go, rinse my mouth, rinse my liner, and pop it back on. So I will say, as far as that little storage box, if you're like me, it's gonna become obsolete after a while. But if you're the type to keep up with yours, then more power to you. But clearly I'm not. Now, I'm not saying that I don't use it at all. If I'm aware of it and I see it and it's there, I'm going to use it. But any other time, I might just pop it in a paper towel. And there's even been times where I've put it in my pocket, literally in my jean pocket. I know a few times I went out, don't judge me, y'all. A few times I went out, I wrapped it in paper towel and I put it in my purse because I did not put that box in my purse. So anyway, besides that, let's not focus on my laziness. Let's just focus on this review. I'm going to show you guys what my smile looks like now after 2 months on the Invisalign. Like I said, it is a little bit harder. It's only my second day changing my liner, so it's a little bit harder taking it off. Okay, so if you can see right here, my bite is getting closer and closer, and also from the side. That was real creepy. But from the side, you can see that it's coming in a little bit more. I never sucked my thumb. The only thing that was causing my teeth to separate was that I had a tongue thrusting problem. They do suggest that you take speech therapy, but I'm not doing that. I went on YouTube and figured it out myself. To each his own. But if you can figure it out yourself, do it yourself. Do it for free. Do it. 1 second. As far as my gap goes, there hasn't been much of a difference, as I mentioned earlier. The only thing I have noticed that it looks like it's getting smaller, and with the liner, you can barely see my gap. Sorry. With my liner, you can barely see the gap. When you take it off, you can be like, oh yeah, baby got a gap. What I think is going to happen is that right now they're focusing on the bite. And then once I go back in September, they'll probably focus more on the gap. So in September, I'm supposed to be going back. I have no idea what they're going to do. I don't know if I'm getting the attachments taken off or the band taken off. I don't know if I'm getting any added. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to give me more liners. I don't know if I have to wear the liners for a longer period of time, meaning they're going to be even tighter when I put them on for a longer amount of time. I just have no idea what they're going to do. I'm supposed to be on Invisalign for 20 months. This is month 3, so I have 17 more to go. So we're going to see what happens with that. And other than that, before I forget, and I mentioned this in my first video, and I didn't even listen to my own instructions or their instructions for that matter. I went out with my teammates to Pizza, basically just a pizza place where they make the pizza right in front of you. Y'all know I like to put jalapenos and banana peppers on my pizza. So what happened was I ate my pizza, had my liners in my pocket because I did not have my case for my liners. And I realized, I needed some gum, but I had already put my liners back in my mouth. So I figured, I was like, you know what? I don't feel like taking these liners back out because I hate taking them out. Everybody looks at me, not for real, but I just feel like people look at me, or I feel like I have to hide them when I'm taking them off. So I was like, what if I just let the gum sit in my mouth and let the juice just, it sounds really gross, but what if I just let it do its thing? So that's what I decided to do. Oh my goodness, I had gum all over the top of my liner. It was so terrible. So just know, if you're a gum chewer, like I said in the first video, you're just gonna have to figure it out, because no, it's not gonna work with these liners. I have figured out how to eat certain things with my liners on, like gummy candies, but I wouldn't recommend that either if you don't know how to do it. But just don't even try it, because when I took my liner out and I seen all the gum, and I didn't even chew the gum, I just literally let it sit on my tongue, and it was all on the top of my liner. Just don't even do it. But other than that, that's all for this update. I'll see you guys in October. My birthday month, October. Get it, get it, get it, get it. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.